We'll have to try again and then get back to Prof. Prof, I'm asking what you make of the office that has been created now to take complaints of journalists when they are attacked in line of duty, etc., and why it is necessary at this point.
Well, the minister's initiative, I think, is very good. If that is coming from the ministry, it means it is coming from government, and it shows a certain commitment to an issue that we should all be concerned about, namely the safety of journalists. To begin with, in principle, it is laudable, and I think the minister should be congratulated for this initiative. However, I think that the onus is also on the journalists, media owners, particularly media owners, because they seem always to be not concerned about the safety of their employees. I think their organizations like GIBA, the private newspapers and so on, should support the minister in setting that up, and then also ensure that individual journalists, individual media houses make use of that facility. But having said that, I think we must also, with this opening, plead with the minister to use his very good offices to help resolve some of the very difficult cases that are still pending, namely the investigation into the murder of Ahmed Suale needs to be looked into. What is going on? I think the GJA, GIBA, media organizations, including Media Foundation for Us, should all get together with the minister and try and put pressure to the police or whatever institution is concerned to keep the investigation going and to inform the public what the state of the investigation into Ahmed Suale's murder is all about. And then with the setting up of this mechanism, I will ask the minister to also set up a committee that, for instance, looks into complaints specifically about threats of murder and so on that are issued against journalists like Manasseh Azure and so on.
Okay.
All said and done, I think that it is a laudable initiative. We must accept it, and we must work with the minister for it to be real and practical.
Well, Prof, some have said, for example, that this is another bureaucratic layer in this process, because we know that attacks on anybody in this country is a crime. And so the law enforcement agencies like the police service mandated in this regard to deal with this is enough. How would you respond to some of these concerns?
Well, again, as I indicated, a lot of times the police don't do their work largely and primarily because most of the attacks on journalists are committed by police officers, especially lower-ranking police officers. And the police, the police generally protect their own. They generally will not punish their members for meting out certain crimes against civilian population. But that is why I am saying that particularly the owners of media organizations, the owners, the people who invest in media, they are also part of the problem. Over the years, they don't seem to care at all about the safety of their employees. And so they should take advantage of the minister's initiative. You see, the minister, like government, will initiate something. If the public do not insist that it works, it will never work. So the onus is on media owners, the media organizations and associations, and then the particular individual media houses like TV3, like GBC, like this and that, the management should therefore make sure that this mechanism works. Otherwise, the minister has taken his initiative. We don't expect the minister to make it work. He has other things to do. First, the media community must ensure that it is actually set up, and the media houses must report the progress in the process of setting it up, and must also keep monitoring how that mechanism will work. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, we should not blame the minister or government. We must make it work, not the minister or government.